Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Premier. My riding of Spadina-Fort York is the fastest-growing riding in the country. Our population grows by 10,000 people per year, and we need schools across the riding. Liberty Village now has 14,000 residents, but no school. We need 2 more schools on the east waterfront. We also need a school in the West Donlands, and the site for the West Donlands school is ready to go, but we need the government to allocate the funding to build the school. Building the school is one of the top priorities for the TDSB. Will your government allocate funding for the West Donlands School in the upcoming budget?
Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the member opposite for the question. I was very excited to join the Minister of Infrastructure just a few weeks ago in the member's riding to announce Ontario's first elementary school built in a condo in the province. It is the major investment, $44 million in the new Lower Yonge precinct for 455 students. This is an innovative partnership that's supporting growth in vertical communities where more families are living. Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue to invest to build schools. We have $500 million this year alone to build new schools after a decade of closure under the former Liberal government.
Supplementary question.
Now, again, back to the Premier. One of the barriers to building the schools that we need is a government regulation that prevents many boards from collecting education development charges. In Toronto, for every condo that is built, the developer has to pay $2,000 in education development charges to the Catholic board, but nothing to the public board. Both boards need education development charges to build the schools they need. And while the government regulation saves developers money, it costs taxpayers tens of millions of dollars. The condo school the minister just mentioned will cost $44 million, all of it coming from taxpayers and nothing from developers. Will your government change the regulations so that all school boards can collect education development charges to build the schools we need, not just in Spadina-Fort York, but across Ontario? And will the minister or the premier, whoever answers the question, please start with a yes or no?
Minister of Education.
Mr. Speaker, yes, we're going to continue to build new schools as a sharp contrast to the former Liberal government who closed 600 schools. That is their record, and that is why we cannot go back to the Stephen Del Duca Liberals. We need to move forward with a plan to build modern schools that are well-ventilated, internet-connected and accessible for all children of all exceptionality, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are building over 19,700 student spaces as we speak in the province of Ontario because of Ontario's investment. It is a major expansion, and we recognize for the member opposite, and likewise for our members in urban communities in Toronto, in Ottawa and Hamilton and other parts of Ontario, that we need to support those families, that families raising kids in a condo deserve access to a school in their community. We know that is important. We have a plan in place to invest. In fact, for the first time in the history of Ontario, we partnered with the private sector, working with the school board, to support a project that's going to make a difference for families in Lower Yonge and, to be fair, right across this province.